Yeah. Yeah.
They should take it to 10.
Hey, yeah. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left touch.
Okay, Coach. Well, with the Ohio River and the hills of Kentucky just to our right, we welcome you into Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the Baltimore Ravens. This is fielded at the goal line. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Hey, VAT! Here we go. Check Mike 40. You remember me? Let's go, baby. No. Here we go. 93, 52, 93, 44, stop!
This is Joe Mixon, fourth in the NFL in rushing last season. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. A gain of 3, second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Watch the eye. Alert flare. Here you go, 368. Regular. Hey, Haywood.
Throwing, Dalton. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And Eifert has it. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Mike, hands up. Larry. I'm coming after you. Yeah, 5-6. Check 48's the Mike. Check 48's the Mike. Go. Man, I got you. Hands up.
1st and 10 for Dalton. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Erickson. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though.
48 to Mike. Bend it.
Despite only needing 1, Dalton to throw. Got a man that's caught inside the 10. And they will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A.J. Green, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Bullet good on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Jackson now. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Marquise Brown, the rookie, his intended target, but it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have back on their heels.
On 2nd and 10, Jackson, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
52 is the mic right here, over there, right? 52 is the mic.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
It's taken to the 26. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. A very good starting field position from the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10. Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he's got this down to the 35. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Safety creeping. Safety's creeping. 6-6. Pull it high.
A 1st down throw coming for Dalton. To the left side here for Eifert. Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They'll run on 1st down. Mixon. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back 1st downs.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Ravens' 14-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
It's our time, guys. It's our time.
To throw here, Dalton. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. So mark off the yardage for roughing the passer.
And I've seen this before. On a screen pass, not only are you rushing the passer, you're rushing him deeper than normal. And I think a little frustration kicks in at the end. You're going to hit him anyway when you shouldn't.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal.
Switch gears.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And it's now 14-0. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now the third leading rusher in the NFL last year, Todd Gurley. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and it'll be a 2nd and long. To throw is Jackson. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Sean Williams there defensively to break that one up.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Sean Williams there defensively to break that one up. Here's Sam Cook now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They scored a touchdown the last time they had the football, but things going to be a little bit more difficult this time.
Oh, certainly, because where they're starting, the goal isn't even thinking about a touchdown at this point. They're thinking about field position. A couple of first downs in order to give some room for their punter and maybe flip the field position for their defense.
At the 3-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Danny. Hatchet. 368. Joker. Topper.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here, as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming.
Let's go, D. Back. Hey. Take 3. 218, chopper.
Now a first carry for their fullback. Well, that gives them a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5. Tackle made there by Chris Wormley.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Mike, 48. Time to go, night. Check, 48's the Mike. Check. Hey, Charlie. Tighten up. Pull it together. Hey, look, 48. Look, hey, we don't like the 48 right now.
Dalton hovering near the goal line. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And all the way up to the 49. A big play there on the catch and run. 44 yards.
I'm not sure this is how they had it drawn out on paper, but this is going to work out for them and then some, right? They've got a big chunk they got to pick up. They decide to check it down, and he just turns into a pure athlete and makes a huge play for them.
Here's Dalton. He finds his running back, Mixon. It's a gain of 7, and it'll make it 2nd down.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply, if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
It'll It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with third down looming.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third.
Tight ends on the Ringo. 3 down, 3 down. Hey, check. 3 down, 3 down.
368. Hey, Delta.
Forward is mine. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Passing, it's Dalton. Caught Eifert over the middle. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Dalton to his big target, Eifert, for the Cincinnati first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Dalton. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
What are you doing?
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still ended up with a solid game.
Shit. 2 by 2. Move. Here you go. 93, 52, 93, 44. 44. Stop.
To throw again on second down. Dalton forced out to his left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget.
He's down right here. He's down on the right.
Third down from the gun. Dalton. Hard throw, incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And this one is right down Broadway. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So that drive began at their own 3. They wind up getting 3 out of it.
And to me, the mentality to begin the drive, that was probably the key to everything. Let's just make sure we take care of the football, give ourselves some room, and maybe punt it away. Instead, it started at the 3, and it ended with 3 points.
And a good effort on the return there gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Throwing again on second down. Jackson on the crossing route, complete. That's Brown. 7 yards there and a first down. For Lamar Jackson, his first NFL start came against the Cincinnati Bengals November 18th in Baltimore of last year, and he threw for 150 yards, ran for 119 more as the Ravens won 24-21 to kick off what became a 6-1 final stretch that got him the AFC North title. No gain on the play there, second down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. Check 24. Check 24.
They go play action with Jackson. He gets it to Gurley, complete. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. He gets it to Brown, complete.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Jackson now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Here's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he slides to avoid the hit. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. And that one's complete to Gurley. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52.
Jackson from the shotgun. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Well, he's been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They stopped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Tucker named the league's all-pro kicker for the 3rd time in 2018.
Go ahead and admit it. The only time that you get excited about Justin Tucker kicking is when he actually misses. And excited is not the right word. Surprise is more what we're talking about. 90.1% coming into 2019. He's incredible.
The Bengals drive about to get going. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Andy Dalton. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this will be caught at the 30. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. Bullock's kick is good, and that'll push the lead up to 17. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Ready?
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago.
Here we go.
552.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 31-yard line.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
Let's go.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Jackson throwing on target to Brown. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Jackson looking middle, and it's incomplete. The Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick, there on the coverage.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And this one is right down the middle. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. Want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Dalton, throw left side complete. That's Boyd. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Dalton bootlegs out. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Flushed out, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Carlos Dunlap has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
After the sack on first down, Jackson. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Willie Snead, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Tucker with the extra point, and that will shave one more off this lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 33-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
Let's go, deep, tighten up.
Throwing, Dalton. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 34.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. The big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. That is caught at the 7, and all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tyler Eifert, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Bullock good on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's got room. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. That'll go down as a 99-yard kick return as his guys are back within a single score. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on. And remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
My bad.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts of the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd down at the 21-yard line.
Hands up, ladies.
Check, 48, the mark. Check, 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 check.
Check.
Hey, look, 48. Look, hey, we got my
Hands up.
To throw again on 2nd down. Dalton, blitz coming, and down he goes. Matt Judon, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals.
Check, check, he's coming, he's coming. We got to get the ball. Can you get the ball right here?
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. This defense figured out something in the locker room. That's 2 third-quarter picks now.
And you just wonder, did he get too comfortable in the locker room himself? His team has the lead. Take care of the football. He's putting them in jeopardy right now.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Time to establish the run game here. Gurley. Brought down by the quarterback, William Jackson.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Tighten up. Check three. One twist. 57. Defense wins championships, baby. Go. I got him. He's mine.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Jackson. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a 1st down.
Mike, check. 59.
4th down. Here's Jackson. He finds Roberts, complete. That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. 1st down. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. This time Jackson will throw it. Dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. They come out here in the eye. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Jackson's going to try the sneak. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. So the D-line got the push there against the O-line to stop that quarterback sneak.
A really high percentage call on offense. I think it's the right call. But as you noted, if they didn't get the push, you can't get in there. There's no place for him to go. And that's why the whole play got stuffed.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Dalton. They'll set up the screen here to mix it. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Well, probably the only thing you did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20.
They go 368.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. Mixon hit, and the ball is out. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
Here's Jackson to throw. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with an extra point. A very important extra point there, up and good, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Boy, hard to ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. It escapes the sack, but now he's swallowed up and taken down. Pernell McPhee. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Here's Dalton. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Erickson. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
Dalton here from the gun. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Lead. Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We go 10. Don't get nervous.
Say. Check. Hey, 4-1's Mike.
On 2nd and 7, Dalton flush to his right. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
Don't be mad. There's more coming. There's more where I came from.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Third down, a shot here for Dalton. He wants it all for the end zone. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
Regular. Hey, look, 48. Hey. Let's go. I got him.
48, Mike. 48.
Hey, Foxtrot.
48.
Hey, look.
They'll try to pass on 4th down. Dalton. And that is incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game tied 4th quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of time the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
It didn't work out, and again, tie game 4th quarter makes this thing a little bit more interesting. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Second year with the Ravens for Hurst. He didn't have the rookie season he was hoping for, just 13 catches. Remember, he's older than the average second-year player. He spent 2 seasons as a pitcher in minor league baseball before hanging up the glove and heading to the gridiron. Now he says he's more determined than ever. Put on 20 pounds of muscle in the offseason. Says he's on a mission with a lot to prove this year. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Jackson, and he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And no, It's incomplete. The Ravens go for it but come up empty. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. On first down, Mixon. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll go down at the 28. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
2 by 2. Move.
So now Dalton. And caught right side, Green. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Lead. Check 41. Hey, what's the ball?
They'll run on first down. Mixon, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now Joe Mixon. He gets this down to the 3, but no further. Brought the great move out of the bag, but couldn't do a ton with it. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal at the 3-yard line.
On 2nd and goal, one man stands in the backfield, and that's Mixon.
Let's go, defense. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. Hey, 4-1 Mike. 4-1 Mike. All day, dog. Check. Recon, 132 fighter.
Another try for Mixon. And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They've just likely won this thing in regulation.
And that score, in this time frame, that's like a big reveal at the end of a great movie, isn't it? Out of nowhere, almost, it appears, they get it done. How about that score?
Finishes like this is why we love sports. This is why we love the game of football.
So glad that we got to be here to watch this one.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do...
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Now they do indeed get the timeout, so all is not lost. They'll have a chance for one final heave to the end zone. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. One last shot for Jackson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty, and with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still... You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Cincinnati, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Oakland Raiders. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, The loss will drop them to 6-3 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.